Welcome to Player2 Video Games Club for the month of June. My name's Paul James. I'm joined today by Jay Parnas.
Hey.
And Damo Camilleri.
Hey.
And this month it's a game that we
lied to you.
Time. We lied to you. It's not
Darksiders
2. That will come sometime down the track, but special circumstances, E3
month,
a whole bunch of other things have
busy month.
Changed a bunch of things. So here we are. We're doing it now. We're doing what game?
So we came to the unanimous agreement that every now and then we should do one that we all bring forward, and this month we brought forward.
Better time, really?
Yeah, pretty much. It's everyone's in for gaming in June, so Assault Android Cactus this month.
Yeah.
Fucking sweet game.
Yeah.
Australian developed.
Yeah, Brisbane, I think they were.
Yeah.
Which beam?
Which beam?
Yeah.
I am a fan. Which beam? Love your work.
Yeah.
So we all kind of had the same exposure to it originally. We went to PAX Oz. When was
I think it was 2K14.
Was it their first year? So maybe the first year of PAX?
No, it was not. No, it would have been the second one.
Second.
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah, that'd be right, actually.
And yeah, I think you and I sort of stumbled across it first. We were saying in the morning.
Because we didn't go to story time, and we said
right.
straight away we'll go to
busy
hit
with
the
my good
booth
mate,
before
Pete
it
Hines.
gets...
Was that Pete Hines or
That
was
was
back
Peter.
to that one?
That was Pete Hines that year.
Okay.
Yeah, we went straight to the indie booth because we realised getting through PAX in Australia, it's hectic.
I mean, I'm sure that's the case all over the world. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Going on personal experience then, and we saw everyone flocking to the Oculus straight away, and me and Jay took the opportunity to go. The indie booth will be so little people right now. We can actually sample the games and talk to the developers, no stress. So
yeah, brilliant idea. Don't steal it though. Don't do that. Go flock to Oculus so that me and
the
Damo
league
can
matches. Go watch some league and play some tabletop.
Yeah.
All before you go to the indie booth, please.
Yes, so that we can go to the indie booth and not have to stand in line.
Yeah, go and raw with people in League and do whatever it is you do.
Yeah, just
Rabble.
dress up as like nothing and then disappear and go to hell.
Anyway, moving right along because we don't want to just put off every viewer.
Yeah. So me and Damo, we saw it. It was one of the ones that was on the indie showcase that year.
Yeah.
And for good reason. We got chatting to one of the developers whose name escapes me at this stage. He was absolute champion. It's been a long while. I managed to catch up with him at PAX last year as well when they were showing off because it was coming to consoles at that time. So it came out
last year. It was a PS Plus. It was in one of the 3 vote to.
Yes.
Like
was that this year? Or was that last year?
For it becoming a PS Plus game. I don't know anymore. Now I'm starting to doubt everything I'm asking.
Yeah. Story of your life.
Keep moving.
Right. So we basically, we started chatting to him, and he offered us a crack at it, and he was super forthcoming with stuff. We were smashing out. We were loving it, and
pretty much shoved off other people because he knew we were.
He
wasn't saying.
He was just like,
give these guys a shot. Like he was just like, keep going. I'll show you this.
Yeah, because they're going. These two will buy this game.
Look, whatever the reason, I actually don't care because the circumstance was. It was good to be able to ask the questions, It was good to be able to have a bit of fun with it, and he was very forthcoming with stuff that they'd just recently built, like it was just brand new in there.
They only just built the spider boss,
and one of the new one of the characters that was new at the time, which was Shiitake, the one with the railgun. That had just been built. I don't even know how finished that content was in that build that they had. Because I remember it being slightly different to what we played in the final game. And
I think even just from when I got dragged along later in the day to
that was
after I'd been busy running around trying to do my interviews and hands-on and all those bits.
For sure.
Dragged me along to it in the afternoon.
And for good reason.
And I do remember it was kind of the perspective was a little different.
Yeah,
so it was kind of now it's very much top-down, bird's eye sort of. Perspective. Before it was maybe somewhere in between,
about
like a 45 degrees.
About 45.
Your regular isometric.
30, very. I don't know.
3/4 view, if you want to call it that.
And you had that almost like in some of those levels where you're kind of going through the level,
Yeah, your
Had
progression.
that,
Yeah.
Had I don't know what you'd call it.
But I mean, all these sorts of things are pretty normal during development. Things change and that sort of stuff. And
But it was great to
interesting
see that.
the final product and know where it was before as well.
Yeah,
so.
for sure, and to get that sort of the view from the developer on the spot was fantastic, and
them getting your feedback as well.
yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yours and many others.
I honestly couldn't tell you if I said anything poignant at the time.
But yours and anyone else who would have played it over there, like it's all very
Oh,
feedback
absolutely,
free.
yeah. And
I'm not one of those people. Anytime I play a game that I like, it's like he's like, you point out anything, it's like, I like it, it's fun, it's good. Like, I don't know how to point things out.
Just have my money. Just can you? Yeah. Let me just open my wallet for you now.
I think that was the thing, though, too. Like, that was when I first
They probably would. No?
kind of realised that, you were pretty on point with that. Like, you pointed out straight away
Called it early.
Swapping the weapons gave you the dodge and things like that. And he's like, yeah, that was like, and he explained the features, like, obviously bullet stormy kind of a feel. You need something to be able to avoid. And, like, he explained things as you pointed them out, which, I mean, coming from anybody, that's really cool. Like,
yeah, how they demoed it to us at the time was fantastic, and I again couldn't speak higher of the experience. I think I dragged, other than you two, I think I dragged at least 2 or 3 people to that booth over the course of that weekend.
I mean, people you knew, or did you just like?
No, just randoms. Hitman style, just subdue in the background. I took their clothes and then went and played it again. It was great. Fucking what? No. But yeah, so and then again last year, I actually made it because I'd purchased it and very recently to that because I think it had just come out.
Now.
Yeah, so it was post-release on Steam, and I picked it up. It was on pretty much from when I saw it in 2014. It went on my Steam wishlist because they'd made it through Greenlight. They were actually on there in early access. I'd put it on my wish list, and I think because you and I were originally going to play it together way back in the day, and so I put it there, and I'm like, all right, I'll wait. And it just got to a point where I was like,
I'm just going to do it.
Fuck him, yeah. No, I'm going to play it. I really just want to play this game. And I just smashed through it in like 2 sittings.
Hey, I played it, Jay. You piece of shit. You're supposed to play with me.
Yeah,
I'm a terrible person to play games with.
That's right. I think you said you played it with...
I played it with Simone because she had it. And I was like, no shit. And she's like, yeah.
And so all bets are off. I basically just jumped on and finished the game. Yeah, I demolished it.
I mean, there's very few games that I get very excited about, and as soon as I saw it on Steam, I had the cash, I brought it. Like, I wouldn't even wait for a sale. Like, I had to have it in my collection.
I paid full price for sure.
See, I remember in my case, like it's always the way. But they gave me a free code.
Yeah.
One of those E3s anyway. Sorry, one of those PAXs anyway. But even then, when the game came to PlayStation last year or this year, whenever year, I'm adamant it was last year. But I'm probably wrong.
It was December or November, December.
I was happy to throw some money at them to get the game out there. Like, I had it on PC. My PC at the time was pretty crap. I'm sure I probably would have handled it, but I just don't want to embarrass myself with that piece of shit.
Nah, that's
so when it came to console, bang, jumped on it, and then the last few times we've been here recording Patched or Video Games Club episodes, we end up playing a bit of it.
Yeah, we've jumped on 4-player co-op. It's great. Your missus and the 2 of us.
We should actually talk about that. Like, that was one thing. You may not know what this game is, and we've just talked about how much fun and how we came to see it.
You're right.
Like that.
Actually,
that's a really good point.
Holy shit! So
we've been
apologise.
Do you want to do the honors?
Oh, I guess we can all just like keep making a point and then just go around.
All right. Do you want to start?
Yeah,
twin stick shooter for starters.
Oh, you piece of shit! That was the one I was going to go for. So twin stick shooter. Yeah, I played it. Like, can you play it on the? No, you can't play it on.
So if you ever played Smash TV, think that except with a kind of big head, small body, like chibi robot vibe, I guess.
Yeah, that. It's similar to Geometry Wars as well, but with robots instead of shapes.
Twin stick shooter. Yeah.
Just to give a real decent picture.
Basically, it's got a pretty cool system that where you got all right.
Shapes.
So basically, it's instead of it being a life-based thing, you do have life, but it's mostly a time-based game. So. You have a battery meter, and
androids have battery and it depletes.
Well, yeah, and so after killing a successive amount of enemies, it's it'll randomly spawn out of an enemy after a period of time, and from there it fills your bar back up again, and if that bar runs out, that's it, game over. You lose them. You lose the mission. You got to start over. If you get hit and you're like to the point that your health bar drains, you like get knocked over, and you got to sort of like rapidly hit your fire button or X button or whatever, and jump back up again and keep fighting. It's got a pretty cool mechanic where by killing enemies, you'll be able to level up your weapons, deal more damage, and obviously upon getting knocked down, you will lose all of that sort of. So it's kind of like Gunstar Heroes. If you've played any of that before, either of you, no, great, cool. We'll write that one down for maybe a future games club.
Add it to the list.
Yeah, it's basically like you level up your. Is it Gunstar Heroes? No, Cave Story. Cave Story is what I'm thinking of. Yeah. So you level up your weapons, but when you take damage, it reduces the level on your weapons.
Yeah.
Very much a Cave Story, yes. Gunstar. I mean, maybe there was something.
I'm sure we can
Gunstar
still
Heroes,
add Gunstar Heroes on the list for some reason.
For sure, it's a great game.
There.
Anyway, but yes, no, a Cave Story is what I'm thinking of, because you'll kill enemies, they'll drop a thing, and you pick up that thing, and your sort of experience bar for that weapon goes up, and you've got level 1, 2, and 3. And the higher the level, the more damage you'll deal, and that's basically it. And it'll be always draining very, very slowly.
Yeah.
So you need to keep picking up those items to keep, and obviously enemies drop a bunch upon death, so they're never sort of too far away. But yeah, again,
was that the power ups?
And then from there, as you mentioned, there are power ups that they time down, and when they time down, they will swap to a different power up. There's
kind of like your, not Galactica, like Raiden, things like that. Those playing games where the bomb or the thing, and then it changes. Like you go from the toothpaste beam to the spread.
Oh
beam
yeah,
but not to that sense. Like you're not changing your weapon. You're getting a power up.
They're totally different sort of power ups. So
3 different power ups.
So you get the fire power up where you get 2 little sort of auto turret robots that will fire in the same direction as you.
Yep.
You'll get the lockdown, which will put like a little blue.
It's kind of
like an EMP.
Freezes anything.
An EMP that'll last for a while. Obviously,
and then like a speed boost of sorts.
A run boost. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And
pretty wings, as a certain character likes.
Yeah. And that's probably another thing to jump into. The character design in this game is fantastic.
Yeah. How does the characters work? You start off with
your main. So you got.
There's a core 3.
4 actually, because if you wanted to play 4 player to start off.
Oh
with.
yeah.
So you get 4.
So you start off with.
Buy these with the
No,
credits you get?
you unlock them at the end of each world.
That's it.
Basically, you have your sort of 3 that are fending for themselves in the spaceship, and then you got the sort of main character Cactus, who crash lands on. She's like a cop of some sort, or intergalactic cop or whatever, and who's prone to like busting stuff up instead of doing a job, kind of like the
real kind of like your anime trope, like shoot first, ask questions later, female cop in your
sort of
things.
Halfway between like a Dirty Harry and a Millie from Trigun, I guess.
Contrary to popular opinion, the anime stuff didn't scare me off.
Yeah. Well,
that's
the anime
isn't it? The art style's a bit different. It's like
the art style doesn't phase me. The art style doesning phase me. It's not that about anime even.
The storytelling.
It's normally the characters in the story, but it doesn't take itself seriously, and I think that's the thing straight out the gate. Like Cactus, for example. Sorry, not Cactus. Starch, for example, who's a character you'll get.
You unlock after the first world.
She's just the most ridiculous thing in the world, and she's
basically homicidal, psychopathic robot that is very much like a
pretty loose unit.
I suppose the trope would be like the happy little girl that sort of has the tilted head and like the evil grin, that sort of at the end of the hall in a hotel.
Really entertaining.
Yeah, it says some fantastically creepy dialogue.
Even the stuff you hear through the control, like playing on PS4, the stuff you hear through the control.
Yeah.
If you're playing as a group of, I guess, any more than one person, and you become the top scorer, I'm the king of the castle, and she's like really kind of
instead of just
things.
It is pretty
blasting out through
the
speaker.
That's another thing to go into. Like, so each character, not only do they have like different dialogue, if you're the leader and you're talking, like the game's talking and there's the script,
like getting a power up, and
each person has their own script when they're talking to a boss and things like that.
Yes,
and the bosses have a different script for those characters as well.
There's a bit
it's not
of
identical kind of thing. I mean, it's all very similar, but each brings their personality out, which is really cool. And then the characters themselves each have a different weapon, so your playstyles can all...
Yes.
It suits totally a very ranged, like,
broad playstyle, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because each different character was obviously... They were stationed at a different part of the ship.
Yeah.
And so they would report to one of the bosses, because the bosses were, like, the section lords. So in other words, for a large portion of the ship is sort of under their control.
Yeah.
And so...
Progress through levels, get to boss.
Yeah, but so when you go back and if you wanted to fight some of those bosses again, playing with some of the later unlocked characters, they'll have different dialogue for those characters because, again, they would report to a different part of the ship, and it's like, what are they doing there, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So it's got unique stuff for basically all the characters, and you're right, there's a different primary and sub weapon for each character, and they do play very differently.
Yeah, and that's it. Like, that's massive replayability for me. Like, for
sure, absolutely.
You just keep going. It's like, oh, I like this, and it's like, you know what? I'm going to try out this and see, how I go with that. And you can sink time into this.
So you're talking about how, like, after you finish the campaign, you then get Infinity Drive?
No, just in terms of...
Even like in normal general, like, you can just keep
just throwing
going.
Out the playstyle.
Because, as we know, during the campaign, the level select is really different. Like, you kind of zoom out and you're on that, like...
It's kind of a Mario 3 type...
45-degree angle looking around, and, like, you walk to the different levels and you go into the worlds. And you can access that, like... You can go back to a level anytime you want and do that. Yeah. But you can't really...
Yeah, grind some credits and all that sort of stuff.
Well, yeah. Or if you did want to try, like, get a better score with a character that you liked, that you unlocked later on down the track, you can do that. And I think, again, another point of, like, replayability right there. Like,
it's got leaderboards.
For a first game for them, they really thought this shit out. Like,
well, I think it's just down to the fact that it's got really good moment-to-moment action. Like, if it wasn't, then there'd be no incentive to go back. You can say, hey, I can do this, but if what you're doing is no fun, then what incentive do you have? Well, they nail it here.
Well, yeah.
And so then when you talk, you include all that stuff that you were talking about, then you factor in the fact that they've got this infinity mode, which is kind of like a wave-based horde mode. No, not horde mode.
No, it's basically it actually plays through all of the different waves of enemies you would fight and the environment style that you would fight, basically through the whole game.
Yeah.
So it's every...
It's all condensed on one level.
Yeah, condensed. Yeah. All right, so
then a boss rush.
It's
as well
time for
after the game.
It is time for some of our regular Video Games Club questions. Biggest strength, biggest weakness.
Like I said, the moment-to-moment action. So it just plays really well. No, sorry, strength.
And yourself?
Me, it was controls. They handle so well.
It's smooth.
Like, just... I don't have a huge library of games that I've played, but for an indie game and their first game, nailed it. Nailed the controls. And that's a big thing for a twin-stick shooter.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with controls as well. There's a lot that I love about this game. Followed very close to second by the EX options, which we'll get into a little later. But for like a twin stick shooter has to be super tight, super like precise, and you have to have that level of control where it's like you know where you need to be and are able to get where you need to be.
Yeah.
Especially with one like this where it definitely has that level of bullet hell. Where some twin stick shooters don't. So like a Geometry Wars doesn't really have the bullet hell. Some of the enemies shoot, but it's actually crashing into the enemies that's bad for you.
You've got the mass more than the...
Yeah, so with this one, it's more like, like your Raidens or something like that, where all the enemies are firing shots, but also if you get up close, they'll take a swing at you, and all of those things can deal you damage. But because when you change from your primary to secondary weapon, you get a little... sort of dodge roll, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
Super tight action. And obviously, your secondary weapon has like a cooldown. You shoot it, it'll depending on what your sub weapon is, will consume some of your bar, and then it'll sort of progressively cool down and so on and so forth. Yeah. Super tight. Weakness.
I guess maybe a combination of the art style / the genre just means it can from time to time be a bit disorienting.
Sure.
But that's kind of what you expect when you're playing a bullet hell sort of thing like that.
Yeah.
Sure. So it's probably a pretty poor criticism to have.
Yeah.
But
So
It's the best I can muster because I probably struggle with a game like this.
I probably think I know what you mean. Was it that
You can just get lost every now and then.
yeah, well, that's the thing. You can sort of lose your place where your character is, but I think part of that was because you're thinking about it in a 4-player.
Oh yeah, no, it's a bit easier
in a
when
single
you're on your
player,
own, or even 1 or 2. It's a bit easier.
It's way easier. So
it scales with the number of players.
Yeah, it does. So. Yeah, the enemy numbers.
So when you're playing with 4, it's just complete and utter chaos.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was mine. Like, you lose yourself a bit in a 4-player mode. Sometimes you just don't know where you are. It's just chaos. But I mean, does it break the game? No.
I think
it's because I think that disappears completely when you reduce the number of human players.
I think I think it's also a thing where, as much as the difficulty kind of scales up, I think the fun and the stupidity and kind of banter that you can have with friends playing on the couch together goes up as well. Like, it's just, there's a bunch of stupid fun that goes with the fact that I have no idea what just happened and I'm dead. I've just got lost.
And because the crown passes from player to player, you've got that constant level of, I'm in front, I've got more points right now, I'm winning.
And all of a sudden starts
and then
just shouting through the control at you.
It's good times.
Yeah, is it an easy fix? No, I think they tried their hardest to do.
I don't think it's a major criticism though either.
Well, no, it's definitely not. Like, I mean, you look at like a Raiden or something like that when you're flying. Like, your ship stands out because most of the bullets are all yellow or one color coming at you. Where this is like the bullets are blue, but your enemies are different. The angle's different. It's a hard thing. It would have been super hard for them to like perfect, but they did such a good job at how they handled it anyway. Like,
and again, Raiden is a single player game.
Well,
if you imagine like a bullet hell where there's 4 people all connected to the one machine, that would be absolute fucking chaos.
It is. But,
and that's the thing. Whereas in that game you take 1 hit, that's it, a whole life's gone. In this you can take a couple hits.
Yeah.
And you got regenerating health. If you don't take all of your life and drop down,
back.
It'll come back and you can keep you play a little bit cautiously for a little while. So I think yes, I agree that was my weakness as well. But I think that's purely because it's scaled at that level. We were playing it at max players, max enemies on screen, max amount of bullets on screen. Imagine, like, assumedly, especially towards the end of the game. So I mean, it's like you can't fix that.
Yeah, not
because if you alter that, you either make it too easy.
You break something else.
Yeah, you make it too easy, or if it's too.
Yeah,
like it'll either be too cluttered if they're trying to make you stand out.
Absolutely.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Like, it's really nitpicking.
Yeah, if they obviously did the best they could without like, it's not like they went for an easy way out and they was like whatever. Like, you can definitely tell there's been effort put in to just the amount of chaos that's on there, and you lose yourself very rarely too. Like, it's not like it happens all the time in a 4-player. It's just like you'll be sitting there and it'll be like swarms of enemies, and we're not talking like there's 5 or 6. We're talking like there's 20, 30 around each player, and like you're trying to dodge the boss blowing things up and the guys coming at you, and you just kind of blink for a second and you're like, there you are, oh god, and the other part is you lose focus. Well, I do anyway, because you end up watching someone else sometimes, because it's like you hear that
someone's got a good combo, and you're like, oh, hang on, you start watching them, and before you realise you're walking into a wall.
You're just like you're shooting into the wall you're walking into.
Whoops!
Being completely ineffectual.
Into how awesome such and such is.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I sympathise with you because you both had that problem regularly, where you're looking across, going, "Jeez, look at him."
And then there was silence. Because that never happened.
Moving right along.
But that's the thing. You can get like hundreds and hundreds, like 100 chains of just I'm killing enemies within a couple of second turnaround and just bang, 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 just smashing through it. And that's the thing. There's also that sort of leaderboard aspect that goes with the game as well, where if you've got a lot of friends playing the game, you can push each other's scores.
Yeah.
Which is always good fun. I mean,
I agree.
And I'm pretty sure it has online play. No, or is it just local? I think it might just be local actually. Yeah,
local.
That'd be insane.
That'd be tricky because you've got a lot to juggle.
Lag.
So not one that we normally discuss. I know we kind of get towards the do we want to see a sequel thing. We don't know which beam I'll look at getting in contact sometime soon. But like if they were to do a sequel, What sort of improvements or things, changes, additions, subtractions, what would you like to see happen to the game to improve it further? Like, and to be fair, I'm asking this question without really an answer in my own head.
Oh, that's easy. I got one straight off the bat. Like, I mean, you can keep the exact
awesome
same characters. That's fine. The character roster is more than happy enough. But I mean, an enemy roster, like you kind of continuously take on these same types of enemies very often. And, like the environments, they do change and everything like that. And I mean, like again, these aren't bad points. Like it's clear what they aimed at doing. Like, you know, but if they you know, bigger budget, more power, you know, more time to create a game, make it planet based. Like, you're not moving from planet to planet. You're moving through different terrains.
Sure.
Like environmental effects. That
would you still want it to be that top? Because
like,
you're saying planets and stuff. Would you want to still see it that top down 2D plane, or would you like to see it go more the way of, say, what's a comparable, like a Super Stardust, where you're actually playing on a 3D plane, the whole thing?
Nope.
That's probably too much.
Like a Helldivers or something like that, maybe.
Just that, like,
yeah, not quite what I was going for, but
you know,
you like that flat thing.
Yeah, almost like your Mario Party. When you're in different environments, you're still looking down on that in different kind of worlds. You know, different things happening, and you can kind of see everything that's going on. Like,
I'm a bit disappointed we crowbarred Mario Party into it, but I'd follow what you're getting at, though.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, imagine being like on a boat. You're on a boat and it's going downstream. Like your typical kind of, you know, thing. Enemies are pouring on, and you know, things that happen and things like that. Like,
anything else you'd want to see get added, or changed, or whatever?
Well, if you are going to take it up, if you are going to take a grander scale approach, I would say
it doesn't necessarily need to be grander scale. Like, it doesn't need to necessarily.
That's what
better and more badass.
But I mean, that's the thing. No, that's what. Obviously, that's my primary wants from that game. I would like more from that game. I want more Cactus. I want more Assault Android Cactus. So if that's the paradigm I'm going with, how to get there, I would probably say maybe some level of upgrade of weapons, so that, you know, when you've got a story mission, you've got a save file, you've got your list of characters, maybe take
something like you could pick a different secondary weapon or something like that, and you could really
maybe like an augmentation
that allows you to.
I would probably say an augmentation, because I would still want the characters to have their individual weapons, and have those weapons be specific to those characters. But I think maybe how, like, for example, so a Cactus uses an assault rifle and a flamethrower. Maybe an augmentation where you can choose to either have a more intense flame or a longer flame, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
You know, things like that, or, you know, faster cooldown on it, or something like that. You know, obviously you would have to balance it.
There's
which would be absolutely.
To it.
I wouldn't know how to balance it, because
we don't make games.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe we tend to know what we're talking about when we talk about it.
Maybe also have it be. I think it could be fun if it was squad based. So instead of having the two little sort of gun turrets that come down, maybe you're playing as a squad of units, maybe like Cactus and maybe a couple others, and you can then swap them in, sort of like how in like a Chrono Trigger, right? You had more than...
See, these are the comparisons that we should be making, not this Mario, but no.
Hear me out to make sure it makes sense first. But
okay.
So you in Chrono Trigger, is it 3 or 4 that you have with you at a time? So you got 3 including your main? Yes? 3 including your main? So your main and 2?
Sorry. You and 2 others, yeah.
You and 2 others. So that's probably how I think this game would be best. You and 2 others. And
so you think 4 is too many?
4 is too many. Yeah. Oh no. 4 is fine in multiplayer. I'm talking in single.
Yeah. Okay.
In single player, you have 2 backup units. Maybe you can swap between them. Maybe they can give you covering fire. You know, something like that. I don't want it to turn into like a squad shooter or anything like that. But I do think that if you have power ups that affect you and your 2 that are running with you.
Yeah.
You can then have, okay, well, my 2 are going to be firing here, but I'm going to focus on this bigger enemy over here. You know, something like that. Maybe, again, that turns into a different game.
Yeah, of course.
But at the end of the day, like, that's the thing. I like the universe. I like the characters. I like the, you know, primary and sub weapon. I like a lot of that stuff. Whether that means I would have another twin stick shooter, I don't know. I think maybe a twin stick shooter mode would be good in a game, but I don't think you can make a sequel to a twin stick shooter, because it's just the same.
And again, you could speak to Housemarque about every Super Stardust game they've made, just to go back to that one. Like
it can work. It's just a matter of but how
Do
much
you have the right formula and that sort of thing?
and how much
I
are you
think for ages they
changing?
did,
Like,
yeah.
to a point, you do end up being FIFA or something like that, which it's the same with minor tweaks every year or every couple of years.
And yeah, they wouldn't want to overdo it. And
I think it's a
the fact that
fantastic
we've not heard
franchise.
from them in a while since is probably a good sign, really.
Yeah.
They're not just trying
Even
to
their
churn it up.
website, jump on their website, and that's all they've got is a sold Android Cactus LED, and it hasn't. They
I
haven't
think
even
we'll see more of
updated
them
that.
this year. I reckon we'll see a bit more of them this year.
Oh, I hope
presumably
so.
at PAX this
I
year.
would
they
love
might
to
have
see
their
the
next
PAX this
project.
year, for sure.
They've now got this game's done and out. And
Yeah.
There's no patching and that sort of stuff going on. So.
Though, if you wanted to throw out some DLC, I would love to play more of your game.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But,
just throwing that out there.
Silence is there.
But yeah, I
You
don't.
all know it.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how much. I don't know if I would want another twin stick shooter, but I love the universe. I like the Assault Android Cactus universe. I like the Assault Androids. I like all the different personalities.
Look, it's just a promising start from a up and coming
for sure.
studio. It's their first game, and they nailed it with their first game.
Absolutely, and it's not easy to make a twin stick shooter. Not anyone can make a twin stick shooter that's fun. I mean,
On your first go.
on your first go. I mean, I know these guys have been around for a long time because I got a chance to chat with some of them just to see where they're at last year at PAX.
Yeah.
But yeah, like and even throwing in, and this is what I wanted to talk about this from before. The EX options are fantastic. There's a first-person shooter mode in this game, which for a game that is designed to be a twin stick shooter, it's retarded. It's so insanely hard. I want you guys to play it at some stage because it's spastic levels of hard.
I'll get my students to unlock enough credits and then I'll buy it. And we'll do it.
You'll just...
It's great. So, and Witchbeam, again, feel free to get in contact, but I've brought the game into my work and my students have had a crack at the lunch times, and I reckon I've sold you a dozen copies so far. It's flying. It's been a real hit. Because they're just piling in the credits for us, so just helping us unlock things in the meantime, which is...
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like a lot of those options are like you can play with the 4-player levels of enemies, single player if you wanted to.
Yeah,
like you could. It removes your score because obviously there's more enemies, so you can get a larger chain, whatever. But it's just there's so many of these little options in there. You got your jukebox, your sound test, all of this sort of stuff that you sort of saw disappear post Super Nintendo era.
Yeah,
and I don't know why, because they're really good options. They're really good things to have in there. Like, in this age of having meme shit as your ringtone or text message tone, games
or
that
just in your game, Battleborn.
Anyway, games that are good like this one and have great sound design. I mean, the music in this game is fantastic. The sound effects are fantastic. The dialogue is fantastic. This is a game where you could sample shit, put it on your phone, and and have it as your ringtone or message tone. And that's the thing. Games should do that more often.
Yeah,
it's a lot of foresight
It's tricky to get that like all comedy, and I think in games and film it's all particularly difficult because you've got to know when this thing's coming out and the humour and all that sort of stuff. Talking
about meme shit, that's just because people dump stuff on their phone. And I think that games that have great sound design, they have...
As his phone goes
you would want them to be on your phone. Like, you would want... I would love to have some of this stuff on my phone, and I have the ability to do that if I want to.
Yeah.
Whereas, you think of... other great games like a Mario game or something like that, or even Sonic game. They've got good sound design for the most part.
Yeah.
No sound test, nothing. I mean, you look at the old Mega Man games, which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Sound test every time.
No, I follow you.
And it's just foresight.
What about you?
I can't remember what the original question was. What would I want him to do?
What would you want if you were able to do a sequel? What would you want to see? Since we've got
I'd probably stand a little bit further apart from you. Like probably more of the same actually. Like a few little like tweaks to improve it and that sort of stuff.
And what
probably
would
the FIFA treatment for the first year. Just that balancing those sorts of things, and add a few more characters, balance it out, all that sort of stuff. Like incremental little things, nothing major the first time around. Then maybe after that, once they've really developed that formula, then if they decide to go for a third one, and I know I'm skipping way ahead here, they may not even be doing a second one, but then start looking at, okay, let's maybe shake this thing up a little bit. Like we've got,
Sure.
we get the formula, we understand the process involved, but yeah, nothing necessarily major the next time around. If they have it next time around.
So you would buy an Assault Android Cactus 2 that is very similar with more?
Yeah. And
I would too.
I agree with that.
I absolutely would too.
We'd all do it. We hoped for more, but at the same time, if we got a little bit more of the same,
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I would buy more of the same, but I would like to also see more of the universe
like new
as well.
things too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And that's the thing. I think the reason that both you and I were delving well and truly down the rabbit hole is probably because we were so impressed by the development studio and, and how well they smashed it out.
Well, that was the thing, isn't it? Like, when we talk about, going to the indie booth and things like that, there were plenty of games on there for display that, caught my eyes straight away and everything like that. But that one stood out, and that was right next to Screen Hack, which was Screen Sheet, which was like,
drawing
big indie game at that point.
Kind of a darling at that point.
Right next to that, and yet he was attracting a crowd from us playing it. Not, we're not talking like, there was 30 people like cheering us on.
There was at least 10 to 12 people.
People kept coming up and looking and stuff like that, and then later on, like, that booth just got busier and busier because their PR was just Mickey Mouse.
I'm not going to do an impression. I guess on that note, though, we probably wrap this thing up, really. Any final points or anything that we want to say?
Fucking love this game. It's real good.
Obviously, like, we all picked it because we all love the game. It's been a lot of fun.
Just kind of throwing an easy one over the plate because we know that we love this game and we could talk about it all day.
Yeah, I mean, this has been 40 minutes. We probably could have gone for another 40 at least.
No, easy.
I presume 40 anyway.
Welcome to 40 minutes of gushing about Assault Android Cactus.
No, but that's the point. I mean, if you like what you hear, then maybe it's worth picking it up. You can get it on Steam.
It's absolutely worth picking it up.
PS4. That's it, I believe.
I think it's on the Wii U, I believe.
I don't think so, but I'll annotate something if I'm wrong.
It's built for Windows.
Yeah, it'll
Mac,
be. We'll put that
Linux.
right over.
Like, you got no excuse if you have a PC and you're like, oh, we're running on the Mac. Well, no, that was the primary build. Like, Windows, Linux, and Mac. And you can hold me to that because it's on their website. My research is done.
Anyway, so yeah, on that note, it's definitely a game worth picking up. Make sure to do so. Let us know when you've done that. Let us know in the comments.
Pick it up, plug in a controller, get it on. Just smash it out.
Now, we won't delay things any further, so next month we'll make sure we catch up and we'll do Darksiders 2. Yes. But in the meantime, let us know what you think of Assault Android Cactus if you picked it up, if you've already got it.
If you're the developer.
We'd love to hear from you. What's going on. But until then, you can catch a whole bunch of awesome content at Player2. We've just recently wrapped up E3, so you can see everything that went on there, from big games to small indies. In the meantime, hit us up at Twitter. So there's myself at Paul James P2, Damo Tacos Talks.
Why every time with the Twitter?
Jay doesn't use it. Player2 AU for the site itself, and yeah, make sure you visit the site at player2.net.au. Yeah, definitely check out all of our E3 coverage at the E3 Hub. There's a lot of stuff there. I mean, can you believe that thing that happened? It was huge, groundbreaking, game changing. Let's just make up something that happened. Can you believe that thing Nintendo didn't do? All of them. They didn't do anything except Zelda was there. Anyway, that's it. So so much more to say, but I won't. Thank you again, boys, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next month. See you next week. Like, comment, and subscribe. Well, next week, but see you next month for another Video Games Club. Bye. See you later.